and it looks like they're all kind of new here, but no, it was J-Dub and Dylan winning impressively earlier this year. So Gabe's going to start it. Let's play pickleball.
Misjink from Johnson, and a nice spot there to his backhand.
1-0-2. There can be a lot of middle dinks coming from Daescu and Gabe Tardio.
Side out. Good night. There's the ability of J.W. Johnson to put balls away.
I mean, it's so much different than tennis, as we talk about. You have to find an angle, but there isn't a lot of room, and he makes it every time. It's so good.
First speed up, and the Johnson-Frazier combination get the better end of that one.
Where you will not see dinks today is to the forehand of Dylan Frazier, because on that side of the court, off the ground, his forehand is a scary sight. They do not want to put the ball there. If they can avoid it, they will do everything they can to do that.
Thanks to our referee crew for this one: Onisha Smith, Jim Price, and Brenda Vieta.
Point. Two, 1-2.
That's why you don't put the ball over there. Dylan Frazier right on cue, gets one, speeds it up, and sets off a series of unfortunate events for Tardio and Daescu. And there's the dominant stats of these two. They are very good, obviously, and their stats back it up.
82% win percentage for Frazier and Johnson. So what is it about Tardio and Daescu that seems to be a magical combination?
The fire and ice. Tardio's got all that emotion. The youngster from Bolivia loves to bring it. And Andre has all the calms, going to make a lot of balls at the kitchen, has the reach and certainly the finishing power, but keeps their team on an even keel. It's like the heat miser and the snow miser from the Christmas show.
Second serve.
Ben also mentioned his length as a factor. His
2-3-2.
The targets you would typically hit on a player that's maybe not his size are a little bit different, not as rangy as he is.
And there's that reach. So you watch Andre play, and you don't see these big swings like we saw from Thomas Wilson earlier, but guess what he does? That little flick right there gets the ball down. And he gets the ball down and in the great spot better than anybody. I love the idea of the defensive lob there, just got too much of it.
3-3-1.
Wow. Finally a miss.
They just grinded out a couple of saves in the middle of that. As it was J-Dub who sped it up off the ground there, so we'll keep an eye on that. Oh, and 70 hit rally and then a missed return. And again, same problem that we saw earlier in the mix. When you are unwinding the stack and getting to your desired side, you get misses. And again, Dylan Frazier is absolutely fantastic on that forehand side. He just does damage, and here's the kitchen sink to show you what that looks like up close and personal.
And there's the slap back on Humana Championship court. Championship Sunday coverage rolls on here for men's doubles. Best 3 out of 5. J.W. Johnson and Dylan Frazier. As Dave mentioned, more podium finishes than the Johns brothers last season, and so far so good in game 1 against the giant killers Tardio and Daescu.
Yeah, Gabe knows that was probably out, but another speed up off the ground. And if we had an entire match of speed ups and hitting the net and the crowd, I don't know that they could survive. They just love a net cord.
Oh, Tardio can't believe he missed it.
Yeah, because he hasn't really been involved, to the credit of Dylan and J-Dub so far. Had a chance there.
How have they done that after this point?
And that time it is Andre who speeds it up, and that is why there's so much dinking in this match. The hands all around are so good that if you bring it into that wall, it's going to come back so fast. And to answer your other question, they have been precise with their dinks. They haven't let a ball up. They have not given him a forehand off the bounce that he can go after. And that's just great pickleball. It's smart, strategic pickleball. That time, the dink traveled just a little too far, and good for Gabe, because sometimes when you haven't had it, you look for it on the wrong moment. Here's what it looks like to get beat with pace. Sorry, J-Dub.
Second serve.
Andre is resetting closer to the kitchen and just not quite set and didn't get the paddle angle the way he wanted it there. Literally every time Dylan Frazier has gotten a ball to attack, they have won the rally. Sometimes it's the first one, sometimes it's 5 or 6 later, but they get ahead. I love the way Dylan Frazier has been playing today.
Kitchen sink camera angle shows that hand speed front and center.
Yeah, fortunately you don't have to turn your head back and forth when we got that beautiful look at it. Tough break off that, and encourage everyone at home to watch Gabe. Gabe is constantly looking to poke that backhand in there and find something to flick, and he pulls it back, so he is looking at every opportunity, and they choose not to switch this time.
After Daescu steps in nicely down the line on Johnson.
I think they're going to stay with this formation here, not have to run into a problem. Wow, that's the ball that Dylan usually makes. That's the danger of over there. They get lucky and he pushes it just deep.
3-8-1. Second serve. 3-8-2.
JW Johnson tests the pace and gets the side out.
Last night, Andre made every one of those. He'd get the first one to get the player out of position and win on the follow-up. That time he pushes it wide, so not at the same level so far, and going to stay on an odd on the opposite side they prefer.
No one else is winning that hands battle but JW Johnson.
And it's just so compact and ready, and it is truly a wall.
9-3-1. Second serve.
One more try to get game point here.
9-3-2.
So the fact that he's looking for it every time is to his credit. When he does get it, he's not surprised by it. And Gabe with a beautiful backhand flick.
Second serve.
Well played shot by Dylan Frazier right at the feet of Daescu.
3-9-2.
Yeah, just not as sharp today.
No points on the side of Tardio and Daescu. They'll have to unwind the stack as well.
Wow, Gabe called that wide. I like that. That's your job as the partner, because Andre's like, ooh, this is going to be close to the net. This is going to be close to the ground. Good look at that. Well done by Gabe. There's the reach and the length of Daescu. He wasn't in the best position, but getting that next one back caused an error.
Dylan Frazier all over it. He is so good.
Just terrific going with the first one, knowing that he has the paddle then shifted to the middle. That's where that ball's going to come back to. No surprise.
No-go zone on Dylan Frazier. Was a half step ahead of it.
Yeah, I mean, if you are going to have an attack cross court, there's no chance against Dylan right there. He's just sitting on it. That's the one. Down the line, he has not had many chances to do it. That's beautiful from Gabe. And folks, when you see these cross-court attacks, everybody is like, oh, wait, the forehand's supposed to have the middle. Absolutely not. Yes, some of the time, but not all the time, ever. Wow.
Point. Game point.
And there were no freebies.
10-3-2.
from Daescu and Tardio earlier in this tournament. They are there today, and a lot of it has to do with the pressure on them.
Point game, 11-3.
Dylan Frazier and J.W. Johnson take game one.
The official ball of the PPA Tour.
Back with us here on Pickleball TV in Mesa, Arizona. Carvana Mesa, Arizona Cup. The 2 seed, J.W. Johnson and Dylan Frazier, 2 games away from securing their first gold of 2024. As a team, had 5 of those last season, along with 5 silver and 5 bronze medals last year. Very consistent duo.
0-0-1.
Andre knows better, too. He looked at somewhere, just when you look off into the distance and know, I just did bad things right there. So that won't happen again.
Point.
Okay, a little sloppy for J-Dub and Dylan to start here.
1-0-2.
And that's what this duo needs, is Andre's level to rise, because then he will pick up Gabe along with him.
Guessing he had some self-awareness about that as well at the break.
Yeah, so frustrated. He's had a bunch go right off the tape, tries to look to the heavens, but guess what? It's covered, so you can't see it.
0-2-1. Second serve.
Yeah, and I like that Andre is being a little more aggressive when there's an opportunity there, not just laying it back in, and that will help. Well, Andre, you didn't love the tape a minute ago, but that one popped right up to you, so it evened out for him.
2-0-1.
The other interesting thing about Tardio is how high up on the grip he plays, too. Wow, that's just a terrific volley again. My goodness.
2-0-2.
Dylan Frazier sets himself up flawlessly.
He's like 90% winning when he even just gets a dink on that side. He's choosing the right spots. He is then ready to finish off the next one. This guy's playing well.
Nice pull of the trigger there for Gabe Tardio, the 19-year-old.
So he was sitting on the ball out of the air, but that was such a dink that was going to sit up for him that he then got that second hand on there and went for it with the backhand. That was awesome.
J.W. Johnson pickpockets him right on that hip.
Yeah, and Gabe has had a lot of success of literally jumping and countering this week, but that was way too far onto his outside. Couldn't get the ball. We're not quite to Colin John's levels of upset with the tape, but Andre is approaching that.
I don't know if anyone
No,
can fully reach Colin John's frustration level on the left courts.
I'm pretty sure you can't.
Quick counter from JW Johnson as they recapture the lead in game number 2.
And Andre
3-2-2.
just calm, encouraging, doesn't want Gabe to get frustrated. But Gabe did light it up again, and Andre told him go to the other side of his body, and he did not. And 2 times in a row, the backhand was down well before Gabe could respond.
4-2-2.
It's a nice ball from Daescu, inside out, finds the sideline, gets the serve back.
Yeah, J-Dub took a big step into the middle, and the ball never came anywhere near there. No one's playing right field there.
Oh no, missed chance for Gabe Tardio on a beautiful setup from Daescu. Clearly hunting for momentum.
2-4-2. Point. Three, 4-2.
Oh
Look
my.
at these gats, and
No!
Andre.
No way! Get out of here. Andre Daescu on an impossible shot pulls this one off.
I mean, you don't see clean passing shots in pickleball very often, but that's what happened there. Dylan gets beat. What a shot after one of the classic J.W. Johnson overhead angles.
Mark that as a key turning point.
Yes. Got to follow it up, though, right here.
Gabe Tardio steps in and follows up a crucial momentum swinging point.
Yes, and he was patient earlier. He had a couple looks and just rolled them back in there, and then got one that was a little better, and he made no mistake.
Serve back over to Johnson and Frazier, who are as poised
4-5-1.
as they always look.
Point.
Just back for Daescu. Thought it almost maybe caught a paddle, just barely missed.
5-5-1. Point.
So if Andre's going to come over and take that, he has got to get that back to Dylan Frazier. And J-Dub read this beautifully and cut off that angle. And that's what you can do when the ball is not on your paddle. You can position yourself for the next shot. That is great by J.W. Johnson right there.
rally for Andre Daescu.
Flirting with disaster, but again, that length gets him just enough to get out of control, because that's a tough ball to pop off of.
Oh my. Wow.
And the level for Andre, like I said, it needed to for them to rally, has absolutely gone up here, and good for him. And then he gets that stare, and that stare is legit.
Trying to pull the trigger down the middle. Did you like the choice to speed it up there?
Yeah, just a little low, but again, they win this way, and that's why Andre went right over to him and just said, hey. Uh-oh. Another one off the tape. We're not on DEF CON CJ, but we're moving up.
Last meeting, as you mentioned, over in Palm Desert, Frazier and Johnson got the better of these two in 2 games in the round of 16 there.
So that's a couple of speed ups. So this is the heat check right here. Do you get passive, or do you actually overamp and go for something even crazier? We're going to keep an eye on Gabe here. And Frazier's frustrated with that because he knows Tardio is in a questionable spot here, and he left a dink up, and Andre is not going to let that thing hit the ground. Well done from Daescu. Forehand speed up. Guess what? Frazier and Johnson won the rally.
That's correct. You're correct.
Better spot for Daescu.
Yes, that's the angle that he was winning on against Riley Newman cross court last night, as he pull him just to the middle, and then that sharp angle that he can get from that reach. That's the other advantage of being tall. Dylan, did you know that was coming? Oh my gosh, just demolished.
5-8-2.
Hand speed of Dylan Frazier is just unbelievable, especially on that right side. Can often be overshadowed in certain scenarios.
Wow, and a speed up from J.W. Johnson puts a tattoo on Andre.
Defense, though, from Tardio and Daescu to even get back to the kitchen, and that rifling offense from these two.
Yeah, I'd love to see more speed ups off the bounce from him than we've seen on others.
Beautiful finishing touch from Gabe Tardio makes it a 2-point game.
6-8-1. Second serve.
So that's about 4 forehand speed ups for these two that have gone astray, either into the net or deep.
6-8-2. Point.
Big opportunity. They
7-8-2.
need to grab the second game, and they're right there.
Point.
And a miss from Genevieve Johnson will bring it tie game, 8 apiece here in game 2.
Another team that doesn't call a lot of timeouts, being J-Dub and Dylan. They will, but not here.
Side out.
And that's the one Daescu missed. Clearly
8-8-1.
frustrated with that.
Point.
Even that little just flick roll that got Gabe a little off balance. Lovely from
9-8-1.
Dylan.
It's a half second out of
Yes.
position. All
Point.
that JW Johnson
Game
needs
point.
to clean it up. And game point, just like
Timeout
that, just when you think.
10-8-1.
Most of the group
Game point,
now,
time
Michelle, is being able to
10-8-1.
play all three at the highest level, and he is a special, special player.
Uh-oh. Too high for the long range of Andre Daescu. Another try to close out game 2 here.
Point. Game.
JW Johnson cleans it up down the middle on the missed contact. An 11-8 finish in game 2. Time is running out for Gabe Tardio and Andre Daescu.
Yeah.
On the number 2 team in the world,
New ball,
JW Johnson and
game
Dylan
3,
Frazier. How do they
0-0-2.
respond here in game 3? Moments away from finding out on the serve of Tardio.
Side out.
I mean, that time he brought it back across, so not down the middle, and I think
0-0-1.
Andre's like, I've got him fooled here. J-Dub all over it. That's impressive.
Second serve. 0-0-2. Point.
And it's interesting, J.W. Johnson always goes with a slice ATP. He cuts it there, and most players will roll that, hit the outside of the ball. He went with a different thing, but what's critical is that your partner slides over and fills like Dylan Frazier did there. Because a couple years ago, ATP, everyone would go and everyone would scream, yay, winner. Now it's just a part of winning a rally, and Dylan Frazier played his role to perfection right there.
Side out.
First time the speed up from Dylan Frazier was too high, and
0-1-1.
that time Andre's all over it.
Point. One.
was a moment where neither Gabe nor Andre knew which side of the court they were playing. They had to look back over his shoulder. Where is everybody? And it worked out.
Point.
That time, Andre decided to try and blow up Dylan, and he knows it's going well deep. So the only challenge with having great hands is you can get to everything. Letting the ball go is more difficult sometimes.
Second serve. 3-1-2. Point.
Good pressure from Gabe Tardio.
And that's why Andre's not going to tell him to stop. That time, though, he went with the backhand back across his body to the outside shoulder of Dylan Frazier. That ball's not going to stay in the court, but he can't get out of the way again.
Side out.
Shake and bakes were so good for the giant killers, as I called them, Daescu and Tardio earlier in the week. Not so much here today so far.
Point. 2-4-1. Point.
Wow. Too good of a deflection from J.W. Johnson. His ability to manipulate that paddle positioning at the last second is unreal.
3-4-1.
Yeah, and that was one of those. Gabe's been trying to fake that speed up there, and these three and these four have played so much together that you're not gonna fool me. You're just not. Turns into a Princess Bride situation. Am I gonna do it or am I not gonna do it? Inconceivable is the answer.
Point.
And Andre is absolutely trying to tag Dylan with that
Timeout,
one, but
receivers, 5-4-1.
Dylan got out of the way.
And despite the lead created by Tardio and Daescu, Johnson and Frazier come right back and capture the 1-point lead in game 3. They have a chance to close out their first title of 2024 on the other side of the break. Crowd is still standing strong here in Mesa, Arizona. They love their pickleball, and they have been with us since 10 a.m. local time this morning.
And those bright greens with the DF on there, are those Dave Fleming's? No, those are Dylan Frazier's.
Oh,
those are Dylan Frazier's.
maybe it's both.
Team Dylan Frazier's out in full force here. So I'm gonna have to get one of those shirts and then just tell him it means something different.
Maybe Frazier's willing to share with you.
I bet you he
Dave.
would. He's a great kid.
He is one of the nicest kids you'll meet.
Much Much better Gabe there. He sort of went off speed and surprised J.W. Johnson and then finished that one off. Well done. And it's actually Andre over the last couple of minutes that has been a little trigger happy on not the right ball. He is lunging out of position there, and Dylan loved that little gift.
Lets it fly. It's deep.
7-4-2.
These two are like magicians on the kitchen line, Frazier and Johnson.
Boy, and Andres hit a rough patch here, and this has got to be fixed right now. Nice shot by Tardio being ready because Dylan Frazier saw an opportunity.
4-8-1.
Oh my, as crisp of a volley as they come.
Oh my gosh, Tardio destroyed that drive and Dylan acted like it was hit at 5 miles an hour. That was amazing.
JW once again.
I mean, J-Dub with the bullet backhand volley and then the forehand nice and smooth down the middle.
8-4-1.
Wow.
8-4-1. 3 points away from a title. Not yet.
Second serve.
Second server.
8-4-2.
It's a nice step in from Andre Daescu. No points for Johnson and Frazier.
4-8-1.
4-point gap for Tardio and Daescu. Here's an update from the draw.
Second
Connor
serve.
Barnett. Jack Sock, who's been quite a sensational talent here on the PPA Tour.
4-8-2.
Garnett won that pretty handily, it looked like, by the score. Yeah, Fed has beaten Jack in both of his singles battles in the PPA Tour so far this year.
Point.
Oh, and Dylan catches a flyer there, so within 3.
5-8-2.
Johnson seemingly unfazed.
They're always unfazed.
They do a great composure for their young age, and Andre Daescu realizes the situation at hand, pulls back within 2.
And finally got the shake and bake, the drive from Gabe, and then the finishing touch from Andre. That has been so good for them this week.
My goodness.
Wow.
Perfect topspin lob by Tardio.
Let's see. It's 11-3, 11-8, 8-7, and this is the first time he's thrown that lob up from the same position. The disguise was the key to that. That was great from Gabe.
Oh, Gabe Tardio wanted that line drive on Frazier.
Yeah, and that's one where I'd love for him not to have done that. I mean, the minute the ball was hit over there on the dink prior to that, he loaded up the two-handed backhand.
Just wide for Daescu. And another point to Johnson and Frazier, who now stand 2 points away from a title. Here's another update.
It's a good
Johnson
win.
and Humberg taking down David and Bright. That's a big win.
Second serve.
George's brother JW trying to clinch gold here on center. Busy
9-7-2.
Picking up
Times.
medals all over the grounds here are this family.
Where's Julie? Which one she's watching, I wonder. Good pressure from Tardio and Daescu. Take the serve back. Only surrender 1 point.
Yeah, that's huge. So we'll see if they look at the shake and bake, or if it's
7-9
returned to
point.
Andre on the backhand, he'll just drop it. Oh, man.
Second serve.
He even pointed to where he should have hit it, and that's back cross court because J-Dub's so aggressive in the middle, but he had pulled the
7-19.
last one a little wide, and that gets in your head just for a second.
Point.
Overcooked the return, did Frazier. And a 1-point game continues for Tardio and Daescu.
8-9-2.
Giving it one last go to extend this championship match.
Side
And the
out.
dink goes into the net for a side out. Tough miss.
Yeah, because Gabe went after his serve, and then they had a great shake and
Yeah.
bake, but the hands of Dylan Frazier saved them.
Gabe Tardio on the attack. Daescu closes.
I just love that he is not playing scared, safe, or any word in that area of synonyms. I mean, he is going for it.
J.W. Johnson brings championship point to his side. There's a smiley Georgia Johnson on the sideline cheering her
10-8-2.
big brother, J.W.
Side out.
Ooh, survival on the side of Tardio and Daescu. Not a lot of room left. They have to go here.
8-10-1.
Gabe Tardio steps in with aggression, pulls him within 1 point.
Yeah, he's been the key here.
9-10-1.
Andre's the one that has been a little bit up and down, and Gabe has been there for him.
Dylan Frazier absolutely clutch at the kitchen.
Yeah, and J.W. Johnson was able to get his paddle on the first one, and that was the key here.
9-10-2.
Oh, no one was willing to pull the trigger in the dink battle. And a championship point now for Johnson and Frazier.
10-9-1.
Second chance to close it out. Oh, Dylan Frazier couldn't get out of the way.
Match point.
Wow, that is going to hit the video board, but
10-9-2.
just caught a piece of the paddle.
Champ point number 3. Tardio wanted it, and Dylan Frazier and J.W. Johnson close out a 3-game thriller, 11-9 to finish against their good buddies down south.